Hi guys, so Matt Hancock, the health secretary, was invited on Sky News to talk about the rollout of the new vaccine. But unfortunately, he was cornered and he had to answer questions about Priti Patel and the allegations of her and the report of her abusing her position and bullying members of the civil service. Now, Matt Hancock attempts to respond to this, and well, he doesn't do a very good job of it. So enjoy.
The Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, is with us now. Hello to you, Mr. Hancock. We're always pleased when you can spare the time to talk to us. I want to talk to you about that, and I'm okay, thank you. I've had my flu jab and I feel okay about it, so fingers crossed it's going to be fine, and hopefully many people will be able to benefit from that this year as well, thanks to your government. I want to talk about your brief shortly, but first, you know, the elephant in the room, we have to deal with that. If you could be as succinct as possible with your answers, and then we can move on to your brief. The Prime Ministerial Code, in his very own words, he says...
So he was smiling because he was hoping that she would talk about vaccines, which is his field. He thought it was going to be a great opportunity to promote the government. Unfortunately, he realizes that she's not going to talk about that.
There must be no bullying and no harassment. Why is Priti Patel still in a job this morning?
Well, there is a report that hasn't been published, so none of us have seen it. But all I can tell you is that in my extensive dealings with Priti Patel, she's been nothing but courteous and kind. She's worked hard, is working hard to deliver on the commitments on which we were elected, to have 20,000 more police.
Okay, but that's not the question. The question was, why is she still there? Why hasn't she been fired? Boris Johnson said that bullying is not going to be acceptable. It was part of the code, and she has not been fired. She has been defended. Now, of course, Matt Hancock has been told before he was interviewed by Sky News about what to say. Defend Priti Patel. That we're going to close ranks, we're going to circle the wagons and defend Priti Patel. Why? I don't know. Does Priti Patel have something on Boris Johnson? Why is Boris Johnson going out of his way to defend her?
That was our commitment. She's already delivered more than 5,000 extra police,
okay.
And that's what she's been getting on with.
Let's stay on point, should we, if we may. She may be polite to you because you are a peer, if not a senior to her. It's those below her that she appears to be bullying. One of them came out, the senior civil servant, Sir Philip Rutnam, saying this is what she's up to. Another one had worked all night. She, according to the report, was so unpleasant to her that this younger person collapsed.
This is about power dynamics. Priti Patel is in a position of power. She has people above her, like Boris Johnson, who she does not bully, of course, but she has people below her who she does bully. And this is unacceptable. These people are working to fulfill her manifesto. She has always come across as someone who does not care about the people below her, doesn't care about members of the public, doesn't care about ordinary people. I think she sees them as inferior, frankly.
Well, you say according to the report, but nobody's seen the report, and it hasn't been published. So obviously I can't comment on that. What I can tell you is what I know about Priti, and I know that she's incredibly courteous.
Incredibly courteous. That's all you can say about her. You know, if he said that he has met her he has worked with her extensively. But if you worked with somebody extensively and you believed that they were a good person, you would be able to defend them. And if I knew someone who was a good person, who was honest, kind, reasonable, and someone told me that they had done something terrible, my first reaction would be, that's unbelievable. I don't think that's possible. I wouldn't be saying, well, I want to see the report about what they have done, and then I'll decide whether they're a good person or not.
Have you bullied anyone?
Well, I absolutely hope not. And
I hope not. Have you ever bullied someone? You know, if somebody asked me, Max, have you ever bullied someone? I would say, no, of course not. Why would I bully somebody? I think bullying is a terrible activity. I think it's a terrible thing to inflict upon someone. I would never bully anyone. My reaction would be, I hope I haven't.
You know, the way that I try to take the team forward is by being positive and encouraging. But you know,
sure.
It's what matters is what you can deliver for the people who elected us. And as I say, you know, the Priti has been delivering an increase in the number of police in order to keep people safe.
Let's stay on point, Health Secretary.
Well,
let's stay on point, if we may. How would you know? Yeah, we know. You've told us about the 20. We know what her job is about. I'm talking about her bullying people and whether or not she has done that. I asked you whether you had bullied anyone. You said you certainly hoped not. My point is, perhaps it was unintentional, because that's what we're hearing from the Home Office and from Number 10 today. If she bullied anybody, perhaps it was unintentional.
But it was unintentional. Does anyone truly believe that somebody could bully unintentionally? The problem is that Priti Patel is pretending that she didn't know anything about any of this. But she has been alerted to her bullying on numerous occasions. The guy who actually presented this, and I talked about this before, at the beginning of the year, I actually did a video on it. He actually said that she had been informed on numerous occasions from sometime in 2019 until 2020. And she did nothing about it. Now, if you've been told, you're a Secretary of State, you're in a very senior position in the government, and you're being told by civil servants, look, there have been allegations against you of bullying. If it was my first reaction would be, that's impossible. Okay, let me know some more. Let me try and correct my behavior. Maybe I'm doing something unintentional and I want to correct that. But she was informed and she did not change her behavior.
Even if it was unintentional, bullying is still bullying, isn't it?
Well, I just...
bullying is bullying, yes or no? Matt, you have to say yes here. You can't say, I don't know. It's a bit like some of the other videos I've done where politicians have a very simple answer to give. And they're incapable of saying yes. Look, he can try to explain it after, say, yes, bullying is wrong. Bullying is bullying. Now, I hope that if there was some bullying that took place, and we have this report, that Priti Patel will be punished for that. He doesn't have to say that she should resign. He just has to say that she should be punished for it. And that I'm sure the Prime Minister will take the right action. And then he can leave it in Boris Johnson's hands.
I haven't seen this report, unfortunately. Which means I can't go...
But you don't have to see the report to answer the question. Is bullying wrong? Yes, it's wrong. You know, if somebody asks you on the street, is bullying wrong? And your response is, well, I have to see a report into who was bullying and what they were... But no. The answer is simple. You're not helping your case. You're not actually helping her either.
I'm asking you.
Go into any more detail because I haven't seen the report. But I do know what my experience of working closely with the Home Secretary is, and the experience that I've always had working with her has been that she's nothing but courteous in getting the job done, and that's what I can report.
But once again, it's not. She's courteous with you because you're on the same level as her. She's probably courteous with Boris Johnson because he's her boss. Now, it's interesting, as I said at the beginning, that Boris Johnson isn't firing her. She's not an asset. She's a liability at the moment. She's not helping the government. She's making the situation worse for Boris Johnson. Why is Boris Johnson not firing Priti Patel? What does she have on him? I'm speculating here. Maybe I'm, going down the road of conspiracy theories. But why is Boris Johnson not firing her? I can't think of a reason, a logical motivation for why he doesn't fire her. Apart from maybe she has some information on him, or they have some sort of particular relationship.
To you.
Okay, well, none of us have seen the report in full because the Prime Minister is refusing to publish the full Cabinet Office investigation at this stage. Maybe that will change. Let me try once more. If in the fullness of time we discover that the report says that she did bully somebody, albeit, or several people, albeit unintentional, what should happen?
Well, that's a matter for the Prime Minister and not for me. I'm dealing with a global pandemic.
What should happen? Well, that's not my business. You can have an opinion. As I said before, you should say something like, well, if it's true, then she should be punished for that. Now, he doesn't have to define the punishment. He just has to say there has to be some sort of consequence for that. I'm sure that when the report is published, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, will deal with it in the correct way. That's what he would have to say. But he's not even able to say that.
I'll leave that one to the Prime Minister.
I
think that the Prime Minister will make a decision based on all of the available evidence.
Okay.
It's a bit pointless. Matt was not prepared. Of course, he would have received talking points, defend Priti Patel. The government have decided that we're going to focus on what she has achieved, not on what she has done. Change the narrative, start talking about something else. And then if they continue to challenge you, just stonewall and repeat the same old talking point. Yeah, she's done a great job. I've had always a great relationship with her. Ignore the facts. Talk about how the report hasn't been published yet. Once again, what does Priti Patel have on Boris Johnson? Why is Boris Johnson not firing her? She could be easily replaced, kick her out, have someone else in the next day. It would be embarrassing for a period, but Priti Patel is the type of person who's going to create more problems. She's not someone who will learn and then change. She's going to create more problems later on. It would make more sense to fire her and replace her with someone a bit more pleasurable, someone a bit more easy to get on with, someone who has a bit of humanity. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.